There we go. You know, you know, I love the fact how YouTube took away the ability to manually turn off the stream. So in the time that I was opening and closing OBS, it just decided, no, you took too long. We're just going to end the stream for you. Even though there's an end stream button right there in the corner. Why does it forcibly end the stream? Like, let me bring it back so it doesn't split it into two streams for no reason. Yeah, sure, it's cool because it's automatic, and yeah, that's great and all, except when I'm trying to troubleshoot it, I'm panicking, because if I don't do it in 10 seconds, it cuts the stream and, redoes it, and then now I have a whole nother stream that I gotta worry about, a whole nother chat and everything, so now I gotta go back and find everything. Okay, someone asked if I was doing well, blah, 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 you got a clear track, yes I did, clear track, let's go. Marco got a DC65 animal, vacuum shop only sells SIBOs. And Felix, X7, blah, blah, blah. Problem has been detected. Windows ran into properties. Yeah. Okay, so we're back. Hopefully that was just a one-off and that doesn't happen again. My internet's been spotty all day, which is frustrating. But now my kilobits are good, so hopefully this doesn't happen again. Back yet again, we alive. Hi, I love your videos. Thank you, Tyson. I love your chicken nuggets. Back attack. It's because OBS can be crap sometimes. That and my internet. I'm not necessarily gonna blame OBS. I'll blame it and my internet. CS8 just graduated. Hell yeah. Wait, you weren't graduated already? I thought you were like in your mid-20s. Hello, Chance. How are you doing? Jave Psych, I see some phantom boxes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lightning filter and 2 extension hoses, although one of them's on the Fury right now. You have Comcast? No, I have Mediacom. Ugh. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I have Fidium. What am I talking about? Sorry, you said com, and then in my head, no, thank God I don't have Mediacom anymore. Yeah. Pain in my ass. Fidium, which is fiber. Pretty things, and we pledge with diamond rings. We profess undying love. Turns out what hold any weight when we reserve the right to break any vow that draws our blood. Our word is so vain and feeble, broken by the slightest breeze of breath. Did you see any phantoms in his shop? Of course not. No. His shop's way too new to have anything. Besides, he wouldn't have that in his shop anyways. If he had something like that, he would just take it home. And he did bring a couple vacuums from home. He brought a Royal and a convertible for me to try. He kept trying to give me a Royal Powercast, which I didn't have the space for in my 2024 Nissan Altima that we were renting. Otherwise, I would have taken it. But The Powercast is interesting. So if anyone wants a Powercast, please let me know and I will send you his way, because he's really hesitant to ship it because he's worried it'll break, which is understandable. But maybe if I can find a buyer who wants it and is willing to take the risk, maybe I can get him to do it. But yeah, so we made a video about the Eureka Ultra bagged. I still need to. That's on the itinerary. I just got to put a belt on it. And ideally, I would find the bag clip for it, because that's still missing. And if anyone knows where I can find a bag clip for one of those, that'd be great. It's not a huge deal, but it does annoy me a little bit. Maybe I could fashion something with like a zip tie or something. I don't know. Probably something I could do there. I'm on the hunt for a Kenmore Progressive Direct Drive. I actually, yeah, I've been wanting one for a while. I know a family member who has one, like a family that had one, and they finally we're about to get rid of it, but they gave it to their son instead because he needed a vacuum. I really hope that he doesn't get rid of it, because I've been wanting that machine for a while. Chicken nuggets. Tyson, give me a channel shout out. I just did. Are the Phantom t-shirts for sale yet? Not yet. Not because I care about dipshit, but just because I've been trying to get other... I've just had other things on my plate. It's not really... hasn't been a priority right now. What time is it for you? It is currently 10:39 right now. Rick Hoover, you wouldn't like it. They're 25 pounds. What's 25 pounds? Oh, I probably missed the context for that one. Did you make a video about the Eureka Ultra bagged? Powercast is basically like a Kirby. Oh yeah, the Powercast is terrible. Yeah. You could have rented the SUV, and that way you could have more room. Yeah, that's true. I could have, but I didn't really. By the time we had really talked about it, we had already had the car rented and everything, and so I didn't really have. In hindsight, we should have rented a bigger vehicle, but I didn't want to make my friend pay more in rental fees just to cram more vacuums in the back. Powercast. Bought a Phantom Fury at a thrift store in Vietnam. They sold their stores, or they sold Furies in Vietnam. I didn't know they did. Vacuum collector 2024. I really want one ever since I saw the video. Panasonic Vac upload as a red direct drive. Yeah, I would like a direct drive. Some purple can bring stuff. Oh, some people can bring stuff and leave it behind. Yeah, that's true. Is Vietnam 120 volt? Well, I mean, technically everything's 220, but is it actually like same plugs and everything as the US and Canada and Japan and all that? Back Attack. I really want either an Oric XL or a Phantom Euro Pro. I could sell you an Oric if you wanted. I've got a few different Orics. I know at least one or two I'm still gonna sell. I'm probably gonna sell because I have 2 platinums. I don't think I need 2 platinums, so I might sell one of them. I love that riff. That's probably, I'm sure someone else has come up with that riff before, but I just got that in my head, and it's been stuck in my head for a while. Hey, I love your videos. Thanks, man. Pretty good. What other machines did Alex give you? The only machines that I got from Alex was a Ball Animal 2 and a Clear Track. There were some other machines that he was debating on selling, but either he was kind of hesitant to it or I didn't have the money for him. Like, he had a W2 in the box, which is cool, but I didn't really want it, and he was pretty much wanting to keep that. He also had a loop, which I miss my loop. I would love to have one again. And at first he was like, oh yeah, I'd sell it to you for a little bit because I love seeing another collector get it. And then at the end of it, he was kind of like, well, you know, it's kind of a quirky machine just because of how bad it is. So I'm kind of hesitant. So, but a loop is small enough that like I could always buy it off him later because I miss my loop. But of course, since the company just went bankrupt, am I going to be able to get parts for it? Because that is something I'd want to actually use. And of course, those batteries aren't going to last forever. So yeah. I love your videos. Keep it up. Thank you. I will try. I've been burnt out on videos for a while, but now that I'm back home, I've been back to work for 2 days. Hopefully now I can get the energy to get some videos done tonight. So tonight, I'm going to try to get some videos done. I want to do a vacuum save, but God, I don't have the energy to pull a bunch of vacuums out all at once, even though I really want to. I haven't done one in a long time. Desperately need to. Really should. There's definitely enough to do a vacuum saved, because it doesn't need to be a crazy amount of vacuums. There's a DC-15, there's the 21 stowaway. I don't know if I did that in a vacuum saved yet. Bacon Damien, you're the best YouTuber. Thank you, Bacon Damien. I appreciate it. PlayStation Smasher, what car do you drive? I drive a 2003 Toyota Avalon XLS. I love your videos. Keep it up. Thank you. I think I read that twice. I guess Brian School said, "Hey, I love you, Vidrose." Thank you. Back attack. Speaking of work, I recently got a job. My starting pay is $18 an hour, so I'll definitely be dropping new content soon with machines other than Bissell's. Hey, that's good. Hey, no shame on Bissell's. You know, I'm not going to complain about seeing Bissell's. I drive my 2022 Ford Escape SE. I hate iPhones so much. This thing's been stuck on this screen and I cannot get it to do anything worth a shit. And if I try to reset it, it just crashes. I've been trying to figure out how to fix this, and Apple is no help. Even though it literally bricked after a software update. Try to hold the button, doesn't do anything. If I try to hold this to do the power button, it pulls up the menu and then immediately crashes. Yep, just immediately crashes. And it charges really slow and it gets really hot. It's just will not work right. I can't unlock it or do anything. PlayStation Smasher, you've maintained that same car for 2020 I almost said 2022 for 22 years. Congrats. Also, I drive a 2019 Volkswagen Golf. Yeah. It was my aunt's for a while. She gave it to me in 2017 or 18, I think, somewhere in that range. And I've had it since. When my fiance had it, or when it, whenever I was with my fiance at the time, now ex, he would drive it a lot, and he did a lot of damage to that car. Although I did just fix the hood latch on it, which that I believe was already a problem because that thing had worn out. The horn also just died, and I have to replace that. But there's a lot of cosmetic damage to the car on the outside of it from just him hitting things and hitting people and stuff. He doesn't have the best driving record, and I got to get all that stuff repaired. So externally it looks awful, but thankfully I did finally get the hood latch and the link cable repaired, so it doesn't have to be bungeed anymore, which is good because I can actually drive it places now. And so I replaced those. There's a bunch of other things I need to fix on it, like cosmetically, and then as far as functionality wise, the next thing I need to do is it's starting to get to the point where it needs brake pads again, and I need to replace the horns, which I'd have to get an aftermarket part with an adapter, I believe. But that's something I need to do very soon because, yeah, driving with no horn isn't ideal. Where else did you go on your trip? So we went to, obviously, Denver, Colorado, to meet up with Alex, but mostly just for that and do a little bit of shopping. We spent a good amount of time in Cheyenne, Wyoming, a good amount of time in Casper, Wyoming, and then on our way back, we went through South Dakota, and we saw Devil's Tower in Wyoming, we saw Mount Rushmore in South Dakota, and then we also, right next to the Mount Rushmore, we stopped at the Presidential Wax Museum, which was pretty cool. I love goofy stuff like that, so it was pretty cool. And we drove through Iowa as well, just to get there. CSA, I've been to Cheyenne countless times. I love Cheyenne. It's a beautiful city. There's a really cool game store in Cheyenne, like downtown. It's called Game Masters. Is it Game Masters? I think that's right. I love that store. I always try to tell people to go there whenever whenever I'm over there. And it's always kind of funny because every time I go there now, I'll drop off one of my business cards from my store, and then I'll take one of theirs, do a little swap, and it's pretty fun. I do love that place. It's a really cool place. I think it's technically a chain, but it's run by like some really nice down to earth guys. And of all the video game store chains that I've found, that one's my favorite. I want to make sure I'm not butchering the name. I want to say it's Game Masters. I think that's right. Let me check. Because I did take one of their business cards. Oh, I took one of Alex's business cards. I took a few of Alex's business cards as well. Since I know a lot of people who go to Colorado. And then I also took a business card for this really cute little vac shop in Casper called the Vac Shack. And they also have, the girl that runs it is super sweet. I love her to death. And they also have a lot of party supplies in that store. So if you're ever in Casper and you want to check out a vacuum store, check out the Vac Shack. If you're ever in Denver, of course, check out Performance Vacuum, but you know that already. And then for as far as I think I took multiple cards for both those businesses actually. And then I should have, yes, it is Game Masters, yeah. And it looks like, yeah, Game Masters Cheyenne. So Game Masters is the name of the game store in Cheyenne. I think, yeah, that was right. So really cool. Absolutely adore those places. So I love seeing local businesses when traveling and stuff. It's one of my favorite things. A lot of local businesses that even the locals a lot of times will sometimes miss. And it's really nice because I always love to shout out nice places and everything. It's like, hey, if you're in this area, check out these places. They're super cool, and yeah, it's really nice. So I love small businesses. It breaks my heart to see a lot of small businesses struggle, and especially the fact that I work for a small business. It means a lot to me as well, especially because I take my job very seriously. Even though I don't own the place, I still treat it like it's my own business. I offer to do a lot of advertising for the place. My store that I work for will eventually have a bigger online presence, but my boss is wanting to get a lot of ducks in a row, getting a lot of things organized, getting a lot of just I's dotted and T's crossed and that type of thing. And once we get a lot of that stuff situated, then he'll be willing to bump my pay up a little bit and possibly put me in a role where I'm still doing what I'm doing, but then also being able to kind of put a little bit more into the business and actually see the returns for it. Because right now we're just at the point where we're just trying to get a lot of things organized and set up in the shop before we prepare for a bigger influx of people to come in. Because our store is very busy. Plus, the GameStop here in Mattoon just closed down. Like, shut down. Literally, just the time I was on vacation, they closed down. Which sucks because that means now we're already overloaded on a lot of consoles. We have a shit ton of PS4s and a shit ton of Xbox Ones. We have literally like 7 PS5s right now and like 5 or 6 series consoles, although I think they're all X's. And it's just one of those things where it's like, cause it's really slow time in terms of sales, but we've had a lot of people bringing in stuff. Yesterday was awful because just so many people and it was actually good stuff too, so it wasn't stuff I necessarily wanted to turn away. It wasn't like junk or anything, but it just got to the point where it was like, you know, I bought like $500 worth of things, and then we only sold $100 in items. So it's like it's not obviously feasible. But yeah, so GameStop closed, so now we're absorbing a lot of the business from GameStop without even trying, which is good and bad because we actually liked GameStop being in town because they shouted us out a lot. The guys that worked there knew us very well, and we were good friends with them. And a lot of it's weird to me too because the GameStop in Effingham is way more useless, and yet they're still around. I remember going in there one time a couple years ago. They had nothing. They had no hardly any games. It was all T-shirts and pops and shit. Even more so than like a stereotypical GameStop now. And I asked the guy, I was like, hey, what Wii U games do you guys have in stock, if any? Do you guys have any Wii U games in stock? And he said, what's a Wii U? And I just looked at him like, and I just walked out. I was like, I get it. You know, a lot of people have a job just because it's a job. But it's like, you know, with how many people, especially my age, that like play video games, or at least tepidly know a little bit about video games and a lot of that stuff, how do you end up with a job at GameStop if you know nothing about video games? I understand it's just a retail job, but it's like, how? How does it even happen? But it doesn't surprise me that GameStop will be that incompetent with, you know, hiring people and all that, because frankly that's the only type of people they can get, because they just shit can everybody. And I don't understand how GameStop is still around. Have you heard about the Million Mile Lexus? I have. I was actually kind of pissed because I saw that story about the Million Mile Lexus, and they're like, he traded in his Lexus and we gave him a free car for the first year. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this man kept this car running for like, what, 30 or 40 years? And they did this whole publicity stunt, and then the fine print, they're like, oh, yeah, no, this is still a brand new. I mean, I get it, you know, you can't give everyone free cars, especially how expensive they are now. But it's like, you go through all this effort of like, we're an amazing company because we're giving him a trade in on his car. And literally, they literally are still charging him full price for it. They're just waiting. Like, literally, like, it's just corpo speak for, oh, he can wait a year before he starts paying for the car. But he's still going to pay full price for it. And I'm like, and he gave you his like, this thing's an art piece. This thing needs to be in a museum. I actually got really pissed at that story, and it annoyed me how many people in the comments like didn't even just glossed over that. And I'm like, that's insane. Fun fact, apparently Dodge is planning to stop production of the Charger EVs, and rumors say they also plan to bring back the 6.2 liter Hemi V8. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know nothing about cars. I have a friend who's extremely car autistic, and he could tell me any of that stuff, or, you know, cause I don't know nothing about cars. It's the greed. The greed gets everyone. Absolutely. Yeah, dealerships don't give an F about the loyalty of their customers, specifically Dodge and any product from Stellantis. Never heard of Stellantis, but yeah. Any American car at this point. Yeah. It really sucks how American cars have just kind of shit the bed. We used to be like a proud thing, you know, when it comes to our cars and everything. Made in America used to be a badge of honor, and now it's just the very few things that are made in America either aren't made in America or are an absolute joke. It's unfortunate. Hopefully the CHIPS Act does a little bit to solve that. But of course, now that Trump's in office, now that a lot of these plants are opening in Arizona and shit for the CHIPS Act and everything, uh, yeah, I mean, Trump's going to get the credit for it, even though the bill was signed by Biden. But that's how politics is. Democrat comes in, fixes up everything the Republican fucked up, and the Republican comes in after the Democrats don't fix shit fast enough, and then they get all the credit for it. But yeah, so pretty cool as far as a lot of the videos and a lot of that shit. There's been a lot of, you know, fun things that have happened and all that. Yeah. I see the stream quit and all that shit. Yeah, should be good. Do 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 do. Let's see. Central in Mountain Time. Alright, diesel is down to 299. I'm at 87 octanes, like 239. Yeah. My 2019 Ford Expedition is still going strong at 77 miles. So my car has 200,000 miles more than yours. And it's running just as good. But those Avalons are fucking bulletproof. I'm so annoyed at how many times my ex and my dad both kept telling me that, like, I shouldn't put the money into fixing my car. It's not worth it. Just give it up, trade it in, and get something newer. And I was ridiculously stubborn. And then my new friend who works at a Toyota dealer is like, no, you're exactly right. You can keep that thing forever. That engine is bulletproof. You know, your car's running just fine. Just get the minor issues fixed and be on your way. And I was like, that's what I've been fucking saying. I'm so glad that I wasn't talked out of keeping my car. And I'm so glad that I was stubborn because I was right. And I still don't have a car payment. And I'm very happy about that. I love my goddamn car. It has every feature that I want. And no features that I don't care about. So it's got enough space, heated seats, dual climate. It drives properly. It doesn't feel like I'm driving on a stick of butter. And yeah, it's great. I think the only thing, there are some minor issues. I need to replace the check engine light bulb because that bulb on the dash is burnt out. My center console is broken. I need to replace that whole mechanism because it actually cracked and broke off. I need to replace that. The back right window doesn't work. Yeah, there's a lot of little issues with it, but yeah. Did you know in 2008 the Avalon came with heated and cooled driver passenger seats? Yeah. Mine was from before they added the cooled seats. Mine just has heated seats, which I'm okay with. I don't think cooled seats are all that necessary. Yeah, it's cool in the summertime, no pun intended, but realistically, you know, it's just something you're going to have to deal with. Regular AC is just fine. Yeah. Yeah, because the AC in my car, like, blows ridiculously cold. Like, you put the windows down a little bit, maybe even crack the sunroof, because I've got a sunroof, although I hardly ever use it. That's like the one feature where it's like, I'm still glad I have it. I would rather have it than not, but I tend to leave it shut. But in the summertime when I've got my sunglasses on and I crack, because I never open up the sunroof because I can actually open it, but I can also crack it. I tend to like to crack it. Massage seats is something else. Yeah, yeah. Because my Avalon's the XLS, like mine's like the top of the range. It's basically a Diet Lexus, and it is. God, I love my car so much. One of these days I'll do a video on it. But the only reason I've been hesitant to is just because of the fact that it's in such poor condition. And ironically, the fact that mine's in bad condition, I feel like would be kind of more of a security risk because then if you happen to be in my town and you see the one with the dent in the corner, you'll know that one's mine and you could track me down and kill me. That's probably not going to happen, but people are fucking weird. And that's just something I'm scared about, anxious about. So, yeah. So yeah, pretty much that. And I take back everything I said. I just checked my mail and Ford sent me an important service notice. Probably a recall, honestly. Seats are super comfy and super durable if you condition the leather here and there. Yeah, my leather has cracked really badly in a lot of spots. So I don't think there's any coming back from that. So my interior is always going to look like shit. And my seatbelt, like the driver's side seatbelt, is like so stained that it's like stiff and it's like really gross. And I'm not really sure what to do about that. Maybe if I just like spray it with some industrial cleaner and just scrub the shit out of it, maybe it'll come back. I have tried cleaning it with like some regular cleaner, but maybe I'm not aggressive enough with it. Vac Attack. I may get a lot of controversy for this, but I personally don't mind cloth seats, mainly for the fact they don't get as hot as leather seats in the summertime. That is true. That is true. Leather seats do definitely trap a lot of the heat, for sure. I like the leather seats just because of the texture. But yeah, in the summertime, they're definitely worse. My CRV has been recalled. Yeah. TR catalytic converter sensor could be faulty. I've taken it for software update and replace the sensor. Not the end of the world. Yeah. Vac collector. Try some leather conditioner, and for the seatbelt, you can use Abyssal carpet cleaner, but you'll have to scrub it before you suck up the soap. I could try that. It's good. I appreciate the tip for sure. Leather conditioner. Leather conditioner for cars. Leather cleaner. Okay. Apparently, this random article says you shouldn't. Okay. Turtle wax. Oh, I've used turtle wax before. Does your Avalon have a 3.5 or a 3.0 V6? I thought mine was a 4-liter V6. Those are liters, right? The numbers you're giving me. I believe mine's a 4-liter V6. Or no, I'm thinking 4-cylinder. I'm very stupid when it comes to cars, so I apologize if that sounded awful. You can tell how much I know about cars. It's a 4-liter, no, 4-cylinder V6. What's the liters on it? I actually don't remember. I'm sure I could look it up, but it's something like that. All right, I'm going to head out of here. Going to call my dealer as soon as I wake up. See you in the next one. Yeah, see you, TR. See you later. It's either a 2.9, 3.0, 3.5, or 4.0 V6. Okay, so so I think mine's a 4.0. Because is that liters? It's either a 2.9, 3.0, 3.5, or 4.0 V6. I want to say it's a 4.0. I could be wrong, though. I texted my friend who knows a lot about cars and asked him. So maybe I'll get a response soon. Vac Attack 4-cylinder and V6 are two completely different engines. A V6 would have 6 cylinders. Hmm. That's what I thought at first too, but I thought that was wrong. Some cars have 16-cylinder engines, like Bugatti, for example. Yeah, but that's not a V16, is it? Because I always thought I was always told mine was a four-cylinder V6, unless I'm misremembering. I don't fucking know. It's a car. It runs. Whatever engine in there, I know it still runs. So it's a W16. Okay. What, so does V stand for very and W stands for Wumbo? Wumbo 16? My Galaxy Note 7 is fully charged. Always gotta show off the Note 7. Alright, I don't know nothing about cars. Can we go back to vacuums? I don't know shit about cars. CS8, same, yeah. We could have had it all, rolling in the deep. You had my heart inside your head, but you played it to the beat. There's a fire starting in my heart. Something I can't remember the lyrics to this song. How are the lyrics just not up here? There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. Rolling in the deep. We could have had it, but you played it to the deep. You have to take this out and blow it. Oh, you have to pull. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was. You have to take this apart and blow this out with an air compressor. Something like that. Bissell Power Force TX 1240. Okay. We could have had it all, rolling in the deep. And my heart Oh. I love Adele. Everyone loves Adele. How can you not love Adele? Yeah. Chat is dead. Chat's dead. Dead, 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 dead. 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 Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep. Beep, beep, 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 beep. Dead. I'm gonna go get another soft drink. Talk amongst yourselves. Because I'm being unhealthy and drinking soda when I shouldn't. Rolling in the deep, you had my heart inside your hand, but you paid it to the beat. There's a fire starting in my heart, losing the fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. There's a fire starting in my heart, losing a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the top. Missile Power Force Helix Hellcat. Yeah! Yeah! Losing a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the top. Yeah! Yeah!
flesh with diamond rings. We profess undying love. Does that what hurt anyway? We reserve the right to break any foul that chars our blood. Our word is so faint and feeble, broken by the slightest breeze of breath. Our hearts are so deceitful, sick and filled with lies that lead to death. We are cowards and thieves, we never turn to grieve the damage done. Never see, never quake with rage at what we have become, what we have become. We get down on one knee, or we play it chivalry, but we do not count the cost. We say, on me you can depend, I will be there till the end, but we will not bear the cross. Our word is so vain and feeble, broken by the slightest breeze of breath. Our hearts are so deceitful, sick and filled with lies that lead to death. We are cowards and thieves, but we never turn to grieve the damage done. Never see, never quake with rage at what we have become, what we have become. Cowards and thieves, we never turn to grieve the damage done. Never see, never quake with rage at what we have become, what we have become. What song did you play with your guitar? I'm loving that song. That is Promises by Thrice. Although I didn't actually play it. I just kind of, I bullshitted all the chords. None of those chords were correct. I just made a bunch of shit up. But the lyrics are correct, except that part where I tried to come in with the chorus too early and try to abruptly end the second verse halfway through. Yeah, so not too bad. Can you play any Korn songs? Nope.
Alright, I'm probably going to go ahead and head out for the night, but be sure to leave any video suggestions in the chat, even after the stream ends. But there are some that I'm probably going to do pretty soon with a couple machines. Anyways, Intellitek Studios signing out. Have a good one. Peace. Kenmore Progressives. Do I have that? Oh yeah, I've got that other one. Okay.